This was supposed to be a meeting about international peace and security, with the 70th anniversary of the UN approaching in a few months' time, but instead it became dominated by one ongoing conflict. Russia, represented by Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, was one of the first countries to speak, and he mentioned Ukraine only briefly. But many other countries used their speeches to highlight recent violence and to blame Russia for it.
Russia today is training, arming, supporting and fighting alongside separatists who have brutally seized Ukrainian territory, a blatant violation of the UN Charter and an assault on its neighbors' sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity, one that has already cost some 5,700 lives and forced the displacement of more than 1.7 million Ukrainians.
Ukraine's foreign minister told the council Russia was turning his country into a shooting range. In an interview with Al Jazeera, he told me he wants EU or UN monitors sent to his country.
We've been contemplating the idea of putting additional element. It could be UN element, it could be EU element on the ground. And we need to stabilize the touchline in order to eliminate the possible threats for further attacks. It's exactly what we have in mind.
The Ukrainian plan to get an EU or UN element to the monitoring mission in eastern Ukraine will be difficult to achieve. UN monitors would require Security Council approval. Russia is likely to veto that. Meanwhile, going the EU route, it's likely some European countries would be reluctant to send their people into the front line of a war zone. One European minister from a country that shares a border with Russia says it's urgent the existing monitoring mission from the OSCE is strengthened.
If OSCE has no access, no so to say reliable verification, all agreements are really questioned, and this is really important to keep a pressure.
The Security Council has now met to discuss Ukraine about 30 times in the past year. They do all agree on the Minsk peace deals, but that clearly is not halting the bloodshed. And on every other aspect of the conflict, there is no agreement at all. James Bays, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations.